Welcome back to another episode of the Lisbon Sessions. In this episode, Melissa Goncalves explains the Golden Visa process and timeline.
We are going to focus now on the timeline of the Golden Visa. You're sitting at home, you're watching this on YouTube, and you think, Portuguese Residency by Investment Program looks like the one for me. Melissa, take us away from that first email of interest.
Right. So usually clients contact us through email with a lot of questions and concerns. And what we always suggest is to have a Zoom meeting or Teams meeting with the client to understand their goals, because the program does not fit all. It's not one size fits all, basically, but understand their goals, their objectives. Then have the Zoom meeting where we explain the Golden Visa, answer all the queries and concerns, explain the process, criteria, requirements, timeline, processing, all the way until the client has their passport in their hand.
So they've done the email, they've got a Zoom call.
Right.
You've walked them through it. Portuguese Golden Visa is for them. They tick the boxes, it works well. What are you asking? What do they do now? How does this whole process then begin from a kind of practical perspective?
So practical perspective is once they've engaged with the Golden Visa process, it's to get the tax number, which is the NIF.
How long does that take?
Depends. 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay, so not a bad one at all.
Not a bad one, no, not at all.
NIF.
And then bank account, Portuguese bank account. Although obviously there is the option sometimes when the clients invest Golden Visa, especially through funds, to do jumbo accounts.
That's right, yeah. We've actually spoken about that on a previous one. Everybody, just to jump on that, that is one whereby if you don't have the cash reserves in order to meet the 500,000 criteria, you can actually use typically retirement savings, etc., etc. So you would not move the money to a Portuguese bank account. Typically, if you move it to a Portuguese bank account, you send the money to the fund. It's a very Portuguese specific situation, actually. So you would send it, say, for example, to New Frontiers. We then send you the investment units to your bank account, and you can evidence that with IMA.
Exactly.
If a fund like New Frontiers has what's called a jumbo account, it's a sort of segregated account where they can keep all the little client details and monies, you then just send it directly. So it is something, it has brought in another cohort of possible investors, but that is what Melissa means when she's talking about a jumbo account.
Right.
Back to bank account if that's your route.
Right. Bank account usually takes about, I would say, once we have the NIF, usually it can take about, I would say, not more than 3 weeks.
Okay.
And
can you do them you can't do them in tandem then? So it's NIF first,
NIF and then bank account.
So
exactly, around for both, exactly.
Okay.
And the beauty of it is the client doesn't have to be in Portugal to be able to do these initial steps for the Golden Visa.
All remotely.
Exactly.
Okay, that's very important. So you've got your NIF, you've got your bank account. What next?
All right. After that, it's important to understand the client himself, the appetite of investment the client has, their profile, because the next following step is to see, obviously, what investment is suitable for the client. At the end of the day, the clients do choose what fund or funds to invest.
Yep.
But it has to be according to their profile. See their risk tolerance, high, medium, or low, and then take it from there.
We're going to do a separate video, everybody, on the fund selection. So that's when you get to talk to very annoying people like myself, telling you the fund is the best thing in the world. We're going to skip through that. So you've chosen your funds, you're happy. What do you do now?
Right. Also, what's important is help the clients, because it's quite bureaucratic with the subscription to the funds. So all the documentation. That's right.
Individual funds all need to have their own due diligence satisfied, etc., etc. So
because it has to be
leave
MVM,
it practical.
Exactly, it has to be MVM approved, and the funds have to be safeguarded if there's anything that when CMM comes knocking on the door, they have all the documentation.
It is. Everybody needs to be protected. So the funds need to collect the information because the regulator is keeping an eye on things, and the investors have to be protected so everything's done properly. So after all of that, you're then invested.
Right.
You get your investment certificates, units in the funds.
So once they've subscribed to the funds, they also are gaining the documents that is required for the Portuguese Golden Visa.
Okay.
Namely, for example, if we're talking about U.S. clients, the FBI criminal background check.
Understood.
Okay. Preparation of the documents. Usually clients always ask, okay, what are the documents we need for the Golden Visa? We provide them with a full checklist of documents required. We prepare all the documents and submit to IMA, which is our Borders and Immigration Services. The Golden Visa, as you know, David, is done on a two-stage phase.
Yep.
First, electronically through the portal, which is IMA, or ARI in this case, Portal ARI. And then it's done with the biometrics. So basically the biometrics is the first time the client has to be in Portugal to do the biometrics.
Right, understood. And that is, we're hearing now, it's always coming down. Everybody, you'll read a lot of stuff online, AIMA, and everybody's throwing stones at AIMA. But it used to be a little bit longer, but I think it's now coming down to, we can safely say, below a year.
Below a year, exactly.
And, and hopefully all the time speeding up. So let's say 10 months, you get your biometric appointment, and you come to Portugal. What are they apart from visiting lots of places that you've seen us film on the sessions, because you can't come to Portugal and not see all these places, what are you doing with the biometrics? The
biometrics, it's very simple. You're submitting the documents again that we've used, but updated obviously, for the portal. So then we're resubmitting again these documentation. And for the client, it's very easy. The client takes 5 minutes. Basically, it's just photograph, fingerprints, and signature as per passport. That's it.
And done.
Exactly, and they're done.
And once the biometrics is done, is it pretty much just a waiting game after that?
Waiting game, once you get approval, and then you obviously have your golden visa card.
And does the approval, was it a little Portuguese carrier pigeon that carries this approval? What happens on
no, not at all.
That you get approved?
Not at all. What we usually recommend clients to do is allow the card to come to our office, for example, to be safeguarded. Obviously, the clients always have an option for us to send it DHL or FedEx, but we don't recommend that. We recommend keeping the card. When the client comes to Portugal, they come and fetch it at the office, because obviously it could get lost. It could, and then trying again to do the documentation for a second card because it got lost. It could take some more time. So that's what we highly recommend.
Good. No, that makes sense. So you're now saying then that ultimately after the biometrics, wait and see, you get your golden visa. We're talking 5, 6, 7 years. Is that around the sort of that's the sort of window we're looking at?
That's
the
the timeline that we're looking for, exactly.
And we're not talking about citizenship on this video, people, because we just talked about it over there, and it's going to be a separate video. Melissa and I are going to wander off to one of the local parks now, and we're going to talk about funds in the next video, fund selection. Melissa, as always, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, David. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, guys.